Hello everyone and welcome to Man Cave Media. On this channel I talk about beer, sneakers, tech, and toys. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Also, please connect with me on social media. I'm on Instagram at media.mancave and on Facebook and Twitter at mancavemedia.org. And finally, if you enjoy listening to podcasts, please check out the League of Sedentary Gentlemen. We're available wherever you get your podcasts or direct from our website at man-cave-media.org. Alright, so recently I purchased a new keyboard for work, but first we're going to unbox it and check it out. Let's go! Alright, so it's a little strange for me to have a DHL package from China in my house and have it not be sneakers, but it does happen on occasion. So a recent trend in my workplace is a lot of our staff are asking for MacBooks. And so our boss also got us MacBooks so that we could learn how to use them better and to better provide service for those staff members that have MacBooks. And I love mine, but I'm trying to get it set up as kind of a permanent workstation at my work desk next to my Windows PC. And it's working out okay. The only thing that I don't like is when I have it docked to my monitor, I have to use a separate keyboard. And so to fix this issue, I went with a company that I have gone with before in the past for personal use stuff, Keychron. If you've never heard of them, they make Bluetooth mechanical keyboards that are very well made, very, very good quality. I've had really good luck with them in the past. I have one currently at work. You're going to be a little bit confused. Why did I buy another one for work? So the purpose of this, I want to use this to replace my primary keyboard, which currently I'm using glorious GMMK full-size keyboard, and the Keychron that I have at work currently on my workbench is a 10 keyless 60%. And while that's fine for stuff that I'm working on my workbench, I wanted a full-size keyboard that I could use to replace my everyday keyboard that I use for all of my tasks at my workstation. So that's where this guy comes in. This one is more of a full-size. It's a little bit of a unique layout, but it's more of a full size with a 10 key, and more importantly, it does Bluetooth and wired, so I don't have to use two different keyboards for my Mac and my PC, which is exactly what I want. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy out of the box and check it out. It's kind of a thick package they got going on here. There we go. I wish they would ship my sneakers in this kind of packaging. Most of my boxes get pretty destroyed between China and my home. There we go. Right. Don't think we'll need you anymore. Oh, I lied. I need you. There we go. All right. So the model Keychron that we have here today for review is the K4 version 2. So the other reason why I chose this keyboard is like my glorious GMMK, the switches are hot swappable, and that's very important to me because most of the switches, I mean, they do offer a good variety of switch choices for the keyboards, but I don't like any of them. I like my switches to be kind of heavy, and most of the switches that they offer are a little more on the light side as far as weight, like actuation force, I should say. And so I will be swapping the keys out, the switches rather, out that are on these. I chose a blue switch because that's currently what I have on my 60% keyboard that's on my side bench. And that's fine because I don't use that keyboard very much. It's mostly for diagnostic stuff and things like that. I don't do a lot of typing on that keyboard. So I usually just throw blue switches in that. So the switches that are in here, I'm just going to throw them in a box, and they'll be good to swap out switches that die on my other Keychron. which is not as easy because you have to solder that one. Another Keychron product that I have really quick before I open this guy. The very first keyboard I ever purchased from them was the low profile, also with blue switches. And this also does wired and Bluetooth. However, like this thing did serve me well for many years, but the battery finally gave out. It won't charge anymore. So I'm currently looking at options to repair this guy because I actually do like this for my living room. It's very, very compact, very thin, pretty light. It's about as heavy as an iPad, not too bad. And it works really well for it works very well for an HTPC setup. So moving on to the keyboard at hand. Other configurations to note, like I said, they do have a lot of customization available when you purchase these keyboards. I chose the plastic bezel to save a little bit of money. Aluminum bezels are nice, but not necessary for my needs. So I went with plastic, and I went with RGB only because the white LED backlight was sold out. Again, I am going to use this in my office. My office is very well lit. You can't really tell that it has RGB backlighting, but whatever. The regular white backlight was sold out, and maybe someday I'll bring this home. Who knows? I can flex on my coworkers that I have RGB, even though most of them have it as well, but whatever. The smell of new electronics from China. A little bit of paperwork and very well packaged Keychron K4 version 2. Yeah. So the other thing that I like about this keyboard is the way it's laid out, where I mean it's kind of full size, but it's kind of not. It's a little bit compact. So it's going to take up less space on my desk. You hear those blue switches, and those will be coming out. Yeah. So they are USB-C. The other one that I have that I just showed you, the compact one with the dead battery, that one was micro USB. All of their new stuff is all USB-C. So we also have more paperwork there, and then they should include a cable and a key puller. Yes, they did. So they include a nice braided USB-C cable. Every keyboard that I purchased from them has every keyboard that I have purchased from them included a braided cable. It's really nice, really good quality. They throw in some extra keycaps. A little like their thing, the two-tone, kind of their thing. Their color scheme is the two-tone gray with the orange escape key, and they throw in an orange key for the lighting, the one that's all the way on the far right. If you want to swap it out, I usually do because I like the way it looks, and then a couple of spare keycaps, and then keycap puller. And a key switch puller. So if you have not had a hot swappable keyboard before, I'll demonstrate really quick how that works. They're really neat, especially if you, like me, have terrible soldering skills, but are a keyboard enthusiast and like to play around with different types of switches. It really saves you from a lot of heartache. My soldering skills, I'm very clumsy with a soldering iron. I'm not very good. I'm probably just barely good enough to work on my RC cars. And that is about it. So let's square this away. Alright, so I just noticed on the box, it's a 96% is what they consider this. So it is basically a full-size keyboard with the 10 key, but the layout is more compact, which I really dig. So let's get the box out of the way here. So really quick, for those of you not familiar with hot swappable keys, make sure I'm in frame here, up there. So let's get this keycap off. Then you take this guy, and the switches have a place to grab it in the front and the back. And you kind of just, sometimes it's easier to use two hands, get over it, and voila. The switch just pops right out. It's going to be tough to see. See if I can get a close up with the other camera here. So that's what it looks like when you pull the switch out, and then you grab whatever switch you're going to use. Make sure you have the pins the right way around. Snap it right back down into place. Easy peasy. Throw your keycap back on, and you're good to go. Very cool, especially if you really suck at soldering like I do, and you like playing around with different types of key switches. This is the way to go. And really quick, I misspoke earlier. These aren't just spare keycaps. I forgot that you can change the configuration of this keyboard. So it comes laid out for Mac. It has your command and your option keys. If you want to swap them out for Windows, the keys that are included are the Windows key. Let's see. Yeah, so the keys that are included if you want to swap out for Windows config is the Windows key and the Alt keys. And then if you want to take the orange escape key off, they give you a regular escape key. I don't know why you would want to do that unless you're really boring and you hate orange. I never use it. And even though this will be used for PC and for Mac, I leave mine in the Mac configuration, mostly because I'm trying to learn. And so I'm trying to get better at using a Mac, and so I will leave this in the Mac configuration. I know what keys are what when you switch over to Windows. I don't need a corresponding keycap, so I just leave it as is. So really quick, let's see if this guy has any charge on the battery. Hey. Yay, it lives. You get a look at the RGB. It's hard to see it. This room's pretty bright. But yeah, I assure you it is RGB, even though it's hard to see it. Now, the cable method is very straightforward. Plug one end into there, plug one end into here, party on. So I won't demonstrate that part, but let's show you how to connect it to USB. But I will show you how to connect it via Bluetooth, just in case you've never connected a Bluetooth device. How odd would that be? Anyhow, so let me make sure I'm in frame here. So you can do up to 3 Bluetooth devices. There are 3 keys on the keyboard that have the Bluetooth logo on them. The 1, 2, and 3 key. And that is how you pair the device, and then that is also how you switch between the devices. You hit the function key and the corresponding number that you want to switch to. So in this case, I'll go ahead and connect it to my laptop here. Device manager, add a device. If you hold down the function and number 1, it should start flashing. And there it goes, it shows up right away. My laptop is showing it up as unknown because I've never had a Keychron connected to this guy before, so it is what it is. Oh, didn't like it. All right, let's try that again. So something must have happened the first try because now it's seeing it as a Keychron. So not sure what was going on the first time around. And there you go. Now it shows up in Device Manager. Let's get Notepad. Quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Cool. So you would repeat the same steps if you wanted to connect to a second device. Just hold down function and the number 2. And again, function and number 3 for the third device. And then to switch between them, rather than holding it down, it's just function 1, function 2, function 3. Really quick, and that switches in between them. I've been using it at work that way for a while. It works really well and really pretty seamless. Don't usually have too many issues with that. Overall, I mean, great keyboard. As I mentioned in the beginning, this is their great build quality. I'm very impressed with their build quality, with the just the overall look and feel, fit and finish rather, of the product is very nice. They are very nice keyboards. A little bit on the pricey side, but for what you get, this one is cheaper than a full-size GMMK from Glorious. So I mean, pretty reasonable when you consider what you get: wired and Bluetooth mechanical keyboard. Most Bluetooth mechanical keyboards, I mean, they are getting better. There are some more well-known brands that are releasing some Bluetooth keyboards, but up until recently, most Bluetooth mechanical keyboards were pretty much just garbage, with the few exceptions like Keychron. And so, yeah, I highly recommend this. If you have a setup where you have a laptop and a desktop, or 2 desktops or 2 laptops, or a desktop and an iPad, you can connect this to an iPad, you can connect this to your phone, Android devices. If you have any situation where you need to type on multiple devices at one workstation, or even separate workstations for that matter, since it's wireless, I highly recommend this keyboard. Couldn't say more positive things about it. It's a very good product. All right, that's all I have for this one. Thank you again for stopping by. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great evening, and like always, thank you for watching.